I thought you did. I'm sorry. Okay, now.
Okay.
I remember you asked me Friday when we started Slumdog Millionaire if you could take the books home.
Oh, yes, yes.
Well, I checked with Brother John and he said no problem. Yeah, no problem. So this way, if you want to read ahead, you can. You know, if you want to read ahead, you can. So that's what we'll do. You want to help me? Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Now, have you noticed when you watch a movie or a television program, how the action can sometimes move back and forward? You know, it might be, the action might be in the present, and then it flashes back to the past. Or it might be in the present, and it sort of flashes forward, you know, to the future. You know, how the action moves back and forth. And that happens in this story. Remember when we read the first chapter, the scene was the boy, the man, the young man was being tortured by this police inspector. And they were wanting him to sign a statement that said that he was cheating on the quiz show.
Yes.
And then the lawyer came in to the room and questioned the authority of the policeman. And the boy passes out. He you know, is in so much pain that he passed out. And then that's where we left off. And the woman, who turned out to be a lawyer, is asking him whether he actually cheated or not. And they begin to watch a DVD of the quiz show. So that summarizes where we've been. Now we start a new chapter. But this is where the action flashes back to the past. So all of a sudden, the boy, or the young man, is now a young boy. And we're going to learn about his past as a young boy. And then the story will pick up from there. So we will start with chapter 2 on page 13. I'll read the first paragraph, and then we'll take turns from there. And then after we take turns reading, we'll see if there's any words that we need to go over. But also, I'm going to sort of ask you a few questions so we're sure we're comprehending all of the action, okay? I was found outside the Church of St. Mary in Delhi 18 years ago on Christmas Day. Why? I do not know. But I lived at St. Mary's Church Orphanage for 2 years before Father Timothy, a kind priest, gave me a home, and he also gave me a name. Okay, so now we're learning the history of this person. What do we know about him so far? What did we just hear?
One boy, someone, maybe parent, left him in front of church.
Yeah, he's an orphan. Orphan. And he doesn't know how he got to the orphanage. He just, as far back as he can remember, he doesn't really remember the home of his parentage. The only thing he can remember is this orphanage. And he was at that orphanage for 2 years, and then a priest came and got him and gave him a home. We don't know yet what kind of home, where that home is, what happens after that. We'll have to read on further. So why don't we start with Ma, and then we'll just go around, we'll just kind of start going around. Okay, so Ma, would you start where it says, I'll call the boy. Start there for us, please, and just read a couple of paragraphs.
I call the boy Lam Mohammed. He said, that you may people of all diligence happy to meet him. Father
Timothy
had a very large house near the church. It had a big garden full of fruit trees. He had lived in India for many years, but he was born in York, in the north of the England. Then he turns India. Father
Timothy
went to England to visit his mother. He taught me to speak English and my 6 years, which he brought the happiness of my life.
Okay, let's stop there. This is the priest speaking. I will call the boy Ram Muhammad Thomas. Now, the priest decided to name him Ram Muhammad Thomas. Ram is an Indian name. Muhammad is a Muslim name. Thomas is a Christian name. And the priest didn't know what religion he came from, so he just decided to give him 3 different names for 3 different... I suppose if he knew the boy were Thai, he would have given him a Thai name too. So the priest is trying to be very open-minded, and apparently is a kind man. He's a kind man.
It's a good idea.
Yeah. Because he said he lived with this priest for 6 years, and they were the happiest days of his life. Memories he has. So thank you, Ma. That was very good. Ben, would you start from there, please?
Many street children came to the church gardens to play cricket and football, and I soon began to feel part of this family. Father Timothy taught me about the life of Jesus, and I learned about other religions from the street children and their parents.
Very good. Keep going. Keep going.
The church has color glass windows above the land. The
Altar.
Was a large
Crucifix.
Of church, and the letters I often looked up at it as I read and enjoyed the church music, and I love the Christmas tree or Christmas.
Okay, so he's a young man, but he is remembering what it was like in his childhood. Now, the home where he was taken to was the home of the priest, who was a Christian priest. So he's recalling many of the symbols of that faith. But he also said that because there were street children in the neighborhood, he learned about other faiths as well. So he would be playing with children who were Buddhist, and he would learn about the Buddhist faith. He would be playing with children who were Hindu. He'd be playing with children who were Muslims. So he had very multicultural experience growing up as a child. Let's see. Chop, you would start where it says for the first few years.
For the first few years of my life, I believed that
to hear other people call him father, and that I have so many brothers and sisters. Also, Father Timothy was white and I was not. And I found his friend. One day I asked him about it, and he explained that I was an only child. For the first time, I understood the difference between father, which is what people call the priest, and father of children in a family. That night I cried myself to sleep.
Okay, let's talk about this. The boy is confused. He's confused about several different things. What confuses him?
The skin. The first thing, father white skin,
Yeah.
but his skin is black.
Yeah, he's of a different race than the man that he's calling father. My daughter, in America, my daughter adopted a child who was in foster care, had no parents. She adopted the child, and the child is a different race. Now the child is only maybe 2 years old. She doesn't know. The fact that my daughter is white and her skin is dark, she doesn't. I mean, she's just a little girl. She doesn't care.